Beerus and Champa are twin brothers. Coincidentally, both rule universes 6 and 7, which are twin universes. And I found myself thinking the following. Well, Beerus and Champa are the only gods of destruction who have the same bloodline. And this indicates that the desire to be a Hakaishin was a genetic inheritance, like a legacy, a family business. And in today's video, I'm going to talk all about Beerus and Champa's father, who gave rise to the twin gods of destruction. So leave your like on the video because your like is very important. Prepare a snack, something light so you don't gain weight. Get comfortable, and let's get started. Well, like father, like son, this popular saying can help us a lot to find out who was the father of the twin Hakaishins. To start with, Beerus and Champa have similar personalities. They both have a somewhat strong temperament and get irritated easily. Obviously, Champa is most of the time more stressed and irritated by everything, treating his angel Vados with great ignorance and without a shred of education.
Moderation.
We just walked a zillion miles! That means I burned more calories than I drank!
This is a pattern of behavior that he may have mirrored in the way his father treated his mother. In other words, Beerus and Champa's father was a very irritated being who got stressed easily and, worst of all, treated their mother badly. This would explain why they are both a little angry about everything, and everyone has some kind of addiction. In the case of Beerus and Champa, the addiction of both gods is food. They seek delicious foods as a source of pleasure, as a way to escape from their problems. However, Champa is much more exaggerated in this regard. This explains why he is a little angry about everything. Being overweight, Vados already revealed this to Zeno-sama in a previous conversation, explaining that the Hakaishin cares more about eating fatty foods than destroying the things they need, which almost led to the replacement of the god of destruction. Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, has a history full of mysteries, and many wonder how he became the feared being he is today. To understand Beerus's origins, it is essential to explore his family's past, especially the figure of his father, who was the king of the gods of destruction, according to my understanding. Beerus's father, the king of the gods of destruction, was a respected and feared entity throughout the universe. He was responsible for maintaining the balance between creation and destruction, a role that required not only strength, but also wisdom and discernment. The king was known for his ability to assess when destruction was necessary to allow new life forms to flourish. He firmly believed that destruction was not an act of evil, but an essential part of the cycle of life. Since he was young, Beerus watched his father in action. He saw how the king made difficult decisions, destroying planets that had become unsustainable or were on the brink of extinction. Beerus admired his father's strength and determination, but he also felt immense pressure to follow in his footsteps. The king of the gods of destruction had high expectations for Beerus, hoping that he would become an even more powerful and wise god of destruction. Beerus' childhood was marked by rigorous training. From a young age, he was taught to control his power and understand the importance of his role. His father would take him on trips throughout the universe, showing him the planets he had destroyed and explaining the reasons behind each act. Beerus learned to appreciate the beauty of creation, but also the necessity of destruction. However, the pressure to become a perfect god of destruction began to take its toll on Beerus. He felt constantly compared to his father, and at times felt that he would never be able to reach the same level of power and wisdom. This insecurity began to shape his personality, leading him to become more reserved and distant. During one of his trips, Beerus had an encounter that would change his life forever. He met the god of creation, an entity that represented all that was good and beautiful in the universe. The god of creation was the opposite of Beerus in many ways, and this difference intrigued Beerus. He began to question the role of destruction and whether there was a greater purpose to his existence. The god of creation, in turn, saw potential in Beerus and offered him a friendship. This relationship brought a new understanding to Beerus, who began to see destruction not only as an act of power, but as a responsibility. He realized that in order to be a true god of destruction, he needed to balance his role with that of creation. As time passed, Beerus began to feel increasingly trapped by his father's expectations. He wanted to explore the universe, experience new emotions, and understand life better. This search for freedom led him to rebel against his father. In a moment of anger and frustration, Beerus defied the king of the gods of destruction, stating that he did not want to be just a copy of his father. This rebellion had drastic consequences. The king, in an act of desperation, decided that Beerus needed to be punished for his insolence. He sent him to a remote planet, far from any influence, so that he could reflect on his actions. This isolated experience was transformative for Beerus. He had time to meditate on his role in the universe and what it truly meant to be a god of destruction. After a long period of reflection, Beerus returned to his father, but now with a new perspective. He no longer wanted to be just a reflection of his father. He wanted to be Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7, with his own identity and purpose. The king, seeing the change in his son, knew that Beerus had matured and was ready to take on his role. Beerus began to understand that destruction was not just an act of power, but a form of liberation. He learned to appreciate the beauty of life and the importance of his role in the cosmic cycle. With this new understanding, Beerus became a more balanced god of destruction, capable of making wise and just decisions. Over time, Beerus established himself as a respected figure in Universe 7. He became known not only for his strength, but also for his wisdom. His relationship with the god of creation grew stronger, and together they worked to maintain balance in the universe. Beerus learned to value life and destruction as interconnected parts of a greater whole. Beerus' story is a journey of self-discovery and acceptance. He went from an insecure young man, pressured by his father's expectations, to a god of destruction who understands the complexities of life and death. This transformation not only shaped his identity, but also left a lasting legacy in the universe, showing that true strength comes from understanding and balance. Bel's journey is a testament to the power of reflection and the search for identity. He is not just a god of destruction, he is a complex being who has learned to balance his role with creation. His father's influence was instrumental in shaping him, but it was his own journey that led him to become the powerful and respected entity he is today. Beerus' story teaches us that even in the shadows of destruction, there is room for the light of understanding and acceptance. So that's it. Leave your like on the video, it is very important. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. A hug to all, and see you later. Bye.